All right, today's lesson is 6.5, which is applications of percents. So in lesson 6.4, we talked about the percent of change. So what percent something was, either increase or decrease. Today we're going to talk about commission. So this is one way that percents are applied in the quote-unquote real world. There's other ways, but commission, we're going to start with commission. So that's when you sell something, you get a certain percentage of that sale. And there is a formula for that. And so our formula for that is going to be our commission rate multiplied by the sales, and that's going to equal your commission. There's two S's in commission. Okay, so commission rate times sales equals your commission. This is very similar to another formula that we had in the last unit, which was percent equals the amount of change over the original amount. Okay, similar. So here you would have this as if it is your commission. This is going to be a percentage multiplied by the sales, the original number. It's the same equation, it's just written differently. So let's look at the first problem. We'll leave that up there. So Julie is paid a monthly salary of $2,100 plus commission. Last month, she sold one car for $39,500, earning a 4% commission on the sale. How much was her commission? So first, we're going to find the commission. Our commission rate is 4%. We're going to write that as a decimal rather than as a percentage. So 0.04. We're going to multiply that by the amount of the car. So 39,500. And that's going to equal how much money she would make off of that one sale. So if we do the math, I don't have a calculator in hand, so we're going to do it by hand. Four times 9 is 36. 4 times 3 is 12. Plus 3 is 15. So she's going to make $1,580. So that's her commission. Now, she does have a monthly salary of $2,100. So we're going to add this number to her monthly salary to find out how much she made that month. So she makes $2,100. We're going to add her commission, 0.863. She made $3,680 that month. Okay? If she would have sold 2 cars, she would have made a lot more money. So the reason people get paid commission is because it's incentive to sell something. So the incentive is to sell lots of cars because then you can raise your paycheck every month and get paid more. If she was to sell no cars, she'd only make $2,100. So commission is something that's used as an incentive. Also can find it by using our percent formulas. All right, sales tax is another way that our percents are being applied in the real world. So if the sales tax rate is 7.75%, that's our sales tax, how much tax would Mika pay if she bought a portable DVD player for $145.80 and 2 DVDs for $15.99 each? So we have to do a few math things first before we can find the percentage. So first we have to add up how much she paid in total. So she paid $145.80 plus $15.99 plus $15.99 because she bought 2 DVDs. So 9 and 9 is 18. 9 times 3 is 27. 15 plus 2 is 7. 5, 6, 7. So she spent $177.78. Now we want to find the amount of tax. Well, we know that our tax rate is 7.75%, and we have a formula of our percentage times original amount is going to equal whatever we're looking for. Okay, so in this case, it's going to be tax rate. So we're going to take 177. Well, first, we're going to turn this into a decimal. So 0.0775 times 177.78. This is one of those moments when you can use a calculator. We've got a lot of numbers going on. I don't have a calculator on hand, so I'm just going to look at the book and get the answer from the book. And this multiplied together is going to equal 13.77795. But we're dealing with money. So if we're dealing with money, we always have to end in the hundredth spot because we don't have anything less than a penny. So this is going to round up, and the tax is going to be $13.78. That's how much the tax is. Now, if we want to know how much Mika has to pay in total, we would add this tax to the cost. So we have 177.78. We're going to add 13.78. 8 and 8 is 16. 7 and 7 is 14. 7 and 4 is 11. 8, 9. So $191.56. So sales tax. Don't forget about it because it's there. Okay. We just have to remember our formula over here. And I guess we could say amount change. This was our formula from yesterday too. It's the same formula. It's just instead of finding the percent, which was AC over OA, amount change over original amount, we're now taking the percentage, multiplying it by the original amount to find out how much we have to add or subtract from our original number. So it's still the same formula. The last one is, or second to last one, using proportions to find the percent of earnings. So we're looking for percent of earnings. We're going to do some cross multiplying here, it looks like. So Jorge earns $36,000 yearly. Okay? And he pays $12,240 for rent. What percentage of Jorge's earnings goes to rent? So, pays $12,240 to rent. Now, they're giving us a proportion with n over 100 equals 12, this number, 240 over 36,000. I feel like there's a different way we could do this, and maybe you could do some thinking about it and see if you can come up with another way to do this if we need to do this proportion. But for now, we're going to follow the book and we're going to do the proportion, which is n over 100 equals the rent over 3,600. Then they're going to cross multiply and solve for n. So it's going to be 3,600n equals 12,24000. Right, because we just multiplied by 100, so all you do is just add your 2 zeros. And then, from there, you would take this number and divide it by 36,000, to solve for n. And they have that n equals 34. And we would then say, well, 34% of his earnings go to rent. I bet if all you did was take this original formula from yesterday, which was amount change over, original amount, you could find that percentage. So all you would do is divide his rent by his total earnings. And I do not have a calculator on hand, so you'll have to check this to see if it comes out right. And I'm assuming your answer is going to be a decimal of 0.34, which they would then turn into a percent of 34%. That is my assumption. Now you can go ahead and try it on a calculator. I don't have one with me on hand. And tell me if that's what you get. If you get 0.34, I bet that that's what you would get. I bet if you follow this formula, you'll get your percentage. Okay, the last one is dividing by percents to find your total revenue.